On the other side, ladies and gentlemen, the opposition to the Citizenship Amendment Act was driven out of hate for Hindus. Yes, it's true, because a Delhi court detailed in black and white that ex-Aam Aadmi Party corporator Tahir Hussein's clear-cut objective was to harm Hindus in every manner possible. The court observed that Tahir Hussein's house was used as a base by the mob to target Hindus and harm their properties. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also remind you that crates of Molotov cocktail, makeshift slingshots, catapults, sack full of stones were recovered from his home. The same lobby that rushed to play religion card after Tahir was arrested is yet again shying away from calling a spade a spade. Listen in.
I agree with this observation of the court that it was to harm a particular community. It is not the question of Hindus and Muslims, it was a communal right. But I have respect for the observation. But at the same time, I want to ask, Delhi High Court has asked Delhi police to register a case against Anurag Thakur. Attitude of police was discriminatory. It was absolutely unfair attitude of Delhi police during that conference.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining the debate along with Mr. Gaurav Bhatia is Ratan Shah, the author, Dr. Sumant Sriraman, political analyst. But my first question goes to Mr. Aqeel Khan, political analyst. And Mr. Aqeel Khan, may I tell you what the court's observations were today? Clear-cut objective to harm Hindus. Tahir Hussain wanted to damage Hindu property. Mob attack was premeditated and he wanted to harm Hindus in every possible manner. Very strong observations, and I want to ask you, Gujarat Muslims turn towards the Aam Aadmi Party. Tahir Hussain practices Hindu phobia in the national capital. Which way is the Aam Aadmi Party headed?
You see, Navika, first of all, who organized this riot, Delhi riots? It is very clear if you have seen all those scenes from the beginning, for 23rd of February onwards. Mr. Amit Shah was the architect of all these riots. It is very clear, and from Meerut's, goons were brought to Delhi. They killed not only Muslims, they killed Hindus as well, and they created a kind of riots.
Mr. Aqeel Khan, let me read out to you the confessions made by Tahir Hussain. Because you're not stating a fact, I will tell you the confessions. He said he planned Delhi riots as he wanted to teach Hindus a lesson. On January 8th, I met Umar Khalid at PFI office with Khalid Saifi. Confession number 3, we met Khalid Saifi on February 4th to plan out the riots properly, and this was way before 23rd of February. Gathered Muslims on February 25th and asked them to burn shops of Hindus. I want to ask you, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, is the Aam Aadmi Party and their supporters, are they still going to deny the truth that's written on the wall?
Navika, today is a very important day, and I will tell you the reason. With passage of time, we tend to forget things that have happened in the past. But let's not forget 65 people lost their lives because an anarchist party like Aam Aadmi Party was standing with communal culprits like Tahir Hussain. And why do I say that? I will remind you of the time when Amanatullah Khan, one of the MLAs, he tweeted, I don't have a copy of that tweet, but the tweet said Tahir Hussain is innocent and he is being targeted because he's a Muslim. Today, when the court has said the charges be framed and charges are being framed, I think it is very clear that Aam Aadmi Party was behind the riots and they were trying to incite violence. Second, Delhi High Court dismissed the petition filed by Tahir Hussain. Now, nobody here sits in judgment over what the Delhi High Court has decided. So please at least respect the judiciary. Third, a lies came from Mr. Rashid Alvi of the Congress, which I need to clarify. He said the Delhi High Court has ordered registration of FIR against Anurag Thakurji, which is completely false because the Delhi High Court dismissed the petition which prayed for registration of FIR. So this is the correct fact. And last but not the least, remember the time Rahul Gandhi was indulging in dirty communal politics, visiting a mosque to give a message to a particular community that you can play with the lives of the Hindus, and the Congress party, being a Muslim party that it is standing with the writers, seeing their religion. It doesn't care about the lives of the innocent people. Thank you.
Well, let me get in Suman Siraman. Suman Siraman.
Navika, can I say one thing? Can I say this? These riots went on for 10 days, and Delhi police has been under BJP for so many years, and they were not doing anything during this 10 days riots.
Never ever dare to utter a false claim against the Home Minister of the country. You just said that Amit Shah was the one behind the riots. I ask you for proof. I ask you for proof, Mr. Aqeel Khan. अगर खान हैं, अगर इंसान हैं, तो proof दीजिए. How dare you take name of Shri Amit Shah ji, who was protecting every citizen?
It was writing on the wall.
And duty bound.
It was writing
My
on
friend, the content. 1 minute.
Newspaper, TV channels were covering at that time.
Suman
If you
Siraman.
know at that time, I have seen everywhere it is written.
Aqeel Khan Saab, let me ask the other panelists. Let me also. No. 1 minute. 1 minute. Allow me to. Let me ask this. Let me ask Suman Siraman. There was another confession quoted in the courts today which said, this is the confession of Tahir Hussain, who says, on my direction, a Hindu boy was killed and his body was thrown. Confession number 6, stored glass bottles in my house, acid, petrol, stones on the roof of my home. I'm saying if this was not plotting and planning to instigate riots in Delhi, what other proof do you need? And what would you say to those who said it's a pogrom, not a communal riot, and people like Amanatullah Khan who said that Tahir Hussain was being targeted because he's a Muslim? Tonight, I want every Muslim is also our brother. But the question is the planning. 1 minute. 1 person. तो वो एक आदमी नहीं एक आदमी को मारने की इजाजत है ताहिर हुसैन को.
Kids were killed. Who killed them? Tell me. 43 people died. People killed, not died.
Suman Siraman. So Aqeel Khan's argument is that only one Hindu person was killed by Tahir Hussain, so that should be allowed. That should be.
How you can say that?
Aqeel Khan sir, I'm reading the confession.
43 plus.
Aqeel Khan sir, do you think you are the only person on this panel, please, sir? Please allow others to speak.
Logic.
1 minute. All right. Let's hear logic of other people also. You're not the only person blessed with logic.
Yeah. First point, confession made in custody is not valid in a court of law. So this word that he has confessed, and he said he sat with Umar Khalid and they plotted on how to incite violence. All of this is, I mean, come on, it's not even something that will stand for a day in a court of law without corroborative evidence. So I don't know why we are, I know why we are actually amplifying these statements, because these statements at this point of time are completely unproven, and we are not clearly getting Tahir Hussein's
so benefit of doubt. Ratan Sharda ji, benefit of doubt
No, not benefit of doubt, not benefit of doubt.
No, what about, 1 minute, Ratan Sharda ji, what about the observations of the court where they said clear-cut objective to harm Hindus and their properties existed and Hindus were targeted? What about that observation of the court? Should that also now be ignored and set aside?
What happened to Umar Khalid case? How many debates were there castigating and targeting Umar Khalid?
All right. Ratan Sharda ji, I'm
him.
running out of time, Suman Siraman. Ratan Sharda ji is responding to you.
Fortunately, I could not listen to these arguments except the great man who will defend everything. Coming to the overall picture, I would say what these people say that riots were started because Kapil Mishra said you vacate the station or we will have to vacate it. So he collected stones and put it in Tahir Hussein's terrace. Then Mr. Anurag Thakur said, Desh ke gaddaron ko goli maro saalon ko. If these people are gaddar, why are they shouting about it? But then this angered Mr. Tahir so much that he and his friends created a catapult overnight. They collected all the acid balls available in Delhi. They collected stones. They got guns. They killed people from the terraces. They threw stones from catapults. They burnt car parks. They had Negi hacked to death. They had Ankit, stabbed hundreds of times. All this happened because somebody said, please let us go to the metro station and let us use it. For that reason, they got so angry, they got so frightened that they started rioting, and they had already collected all this equipment. There were people who vacated school of a particular community because maybe they knew what is happening. So all this discussion, all this defense is so poor and it's so ridiculous and so frustrating and I would say hate-worthy that they have no shame.
Why was Umar Khalid?
In case of
Why
Sia
was
also,
Umar Khalid discharged, sir?
most abusive
Why was Umar Khalid
Let us
discharged?
respond to that. He is again
Never-
presenting the correct.
Why was Umar Khalid and Khalid
Umar Khalid,
Safi
where is
given
discharged?
to Hindu religion, but nobody turned rioters. Hindus didn't
Why
collect
was
stones.
Umar
Hindu
Khalid
didn't
and
collect
Khalid
acid
Saifi
bulbs. They
discharged?
didn't kill any Muslim. When all the Shaheen was happening.
Ratanji.
So try to say that Hindus being quiet are responsible
Ratanji,
for
you're
the
not
riots,
answering my
where you had
question.
every evidence that lot of material was created to create riots.
I would
So
like
Mr.
to
Sumant
know-
Raman, if you are
for
shaking
all
hands,
the
you also
issues of
supporting
the
riots. I
country,
can
we
listen
called
to
him
you,
a
but I
terrorist.
don't understand.
यहाँ
the
के कोर्ट
strange
को तो
way
आप
of
तवज्जो नहीं
defending-
दे रहे
No, no.
यूएस कोर्ट डिसीजन आप
Ratan
कोर्ट
ji,
करना चाहते हैं
It's very
Ratanji,
relevant with this kind of
Ratanji.
problem, with this kind
No,
of right.
US laws
There is
don't
a-
apply to
Why
India
was
in
Umar
any case.
Khalid
Small one,
discharged?
Navika.
That is not recorded.
US court in front of
You
US
called
court,
him
one person
every
came and he was a
conceivable
killer.
name under the sun
Judge asked him,
for
why you
over
killed
2
this person?
years.
He replied
Now
that
the court
if I
says
would
there
not
is no
have killed this
evidence against
person,
him.
he would have killed me, and you would have been asking the same
So,
question.
so you're
Because he was defending.
justifying the
Tahir Hussain
riot,
was- no,
justifying
Tahir
the
Hussain
riot,
was defending
justifying the
himself. No, I'm
killing
not
of
justifying.
Ankit,
Not
justifying the
not
killing
justifying,
of
not justifying.
Gaurav
Tahir Hussain
Bhatia.
was in his house,
Please,
in his
please
house.
lower the
He was in his house.
fader in the studio. Gaurav Bhatia, he's justifying the riots and the killing of Ankit. He's justifying it. Gaurav Bhatia.
He is putting his own defense.
Yes. Ankit Sharma stabbed 51
What?
times, and here we have two panelists presenting wrong facts, and they are in love with the accused persons because they target the Hindus. Sumanji, I'll give you a fact. Since you asked about Umar Khalid 3-4 times, he is still an accused under the UAPA and is behind bars. One. Now talking about Tahir Hussain, the Delhi High Court judgment says this. This is for Mr. Aqeel Khan. Petrol bombs were also arranged by accumulating the required materials in the house of Tahir Hussain. Stones were stored in this house in sacks. All these things were used to target Hindus. This is what the Delhi High Court says. So I don't know why you people love the accused persons like Tahir Hussain and Umar Khalid. You know, it's a question the country is asking.
Well,
High Court,
tonight,
there is Supreme Court.
well,
No, you cannot decide as
of course, there are many
Please,
courts in this
Gauravji,
country, but that
Gauravji,
doesn't
please ask
mean
the
that the court's
judiciary
observations
why they
today
discharged
should
him.
be ignored. And the question tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is just one. Those who called the Delhi riots as an act of Islamophobia, today they need to sit back and think. Are they actually trying to bury the question of Hindu phobia? It's a question that's staring them in the face tonight, and India needs an answer. Thank you very much to my panelists and viewers. Thank you for joining me on the Newshour tonight. Good night, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. with the same news and, of course, the curtain raiser to the big elections on the 8th of December. Don't forget your date with Times Now on 8th December. Election day, counting day, results will be all over fastest on this channel.